Circuit.com and the director of the Houston Comedy Film Festival. And we've got our final event of the year coming up, Houston Comedy Film Festival Fall 2022 with the 14th Hughes Theater. And we are excited to screen all kinds of films, comedy content, everything from music videos to comedy series episodes, mockumentary films, comedy series episodes, romantic comedy, dark comedy, horror comedy, sketch comedy, stand-up comedy, microfilms, any films that are 30 minutes or less as well. And it's just a great combination, a great mix, about 4 screening hours of content. And we are joined by one of the directors today, Devin Pruitt, whose film Living Breathing is nominated for the Best Romantic Comedy Film Award. Devin, thank you for joining me.
Very glad to be here.
Well, good film. Judges are cracking up. I'm definitely enjoying this one. You got a unique approach to it. And I got to admit, it's not exactly like any other film in the festival. You've definitely got your own flavor. You got your own twist to this romantic comedy. And I don't want to give away the synopsis. I'm going to allow you to put it in your own words.
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, this is a story about a young couple that is on a date, and they go to an art museum and they come across an exhibit that really forces them to ask them difficult questions about what art is and what it means and their relationship to it. And it's a very, very strange experience for them.
Comedy ensues. I love it. I love it. Good stuff. Well, creatively, why did you want to create this film?
This whole story came about from a class that I was taking called Philosophy of Art, and I'm always someone who ends up like debating with the teachers a whole bunch. If you give me an outlet to like debate or to ask questions, I'm going to like want to talk to you about it. And I think that there were quite a few times where me and the professor obviously wanted to like have the very vague idea of what art was, and me, I was much younger and I was trying to define it. I was trying to say I could figure this out. That's not a difficult way. I will come up with an answer, and every time I did that, I always end up sort of falling on my face of like that actually doesn't work that well. And the story just sort of came about from visiting the Blaffer Museum at the University of Houston, which is a very under appreciated museum at the campus. It's an actual art museum where people can go and look at very, very good art, and it's free for students, and more people should really check it out. And visiting it there, I just sort of had this idea of like, well, what if there's an exhibit past this curtain where some guy was just, maybe there, and it was just a very, very strange sort of exhibit. And yeah, then it just all the whole idea of like trying to define art, trying to see what it means and everything that all kind of came together into this very, very strange story. And I had the pleasure of shooting it at the Blaffer Museum, which was really cool.
All right, good stuff, man. And I like how this whole story came about. Production-wise, let's talk about this from a little bit of a tech angle. Did you have any learning experiences? Anything, every film is a little piece of film school, if you will. What'd you learn on this one?
Yeah, absolutely. I learned a lot about control. Having control of the actual set. The dangers of asking for favors for sets rather than actually having full control over it. The big thing here was that we shot the apartment scene in the dorm, and it was someone who was associated with the group that I was shooting with. He was like, "Yeah, you can use my dorm, and that'll be fine." Of course, the dorm doesn't have any control for the AC, so the AC is going in and out in the audio and stuff, and that's a bit of an issue with it. But the biggest problem was that we showed up at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday to shoot this, and the guy calls me up and says, "Oh, look, we're gonna have to reschedule this for another day." And I'm like, "No, we can't. We cannot schedule this." And he said, "Well, me and my friends, we all got really drunk the night before. We're all still partying and everything. We're all hungover. So we'll be in the room, but we won't make any noise." And I'm like, you can't be in the background of the story while I'm trying, like, I can't have you guys like sort of sleeping off your hangovers while I'm trying to shoot and stuff. So eventually he was like, "Okay, like, well, we'll give you the room and stuff." But just stuff like that comes up where you just don't expect it, and that's what happens when you don't have full control over the actual space that you're using.
Man, that's a crazy story, man.
Yeah. He was very nice. I'm very glad that he did end up saying, yeah. He was very, very accommodating afterwards and was like, yeah, go ahead, use it and stuff. So it wasn't like he was totally mean about it or something. It was just one of those surprises of like, you're
Sure.
dealing with someone's home.
And plus, someone doesn't always understand what's happening when you're saying you want to come by and film something, right? If someone's not in
Yeah.
the industry, they may not have a full grasp of what's going on, and then that's one of the things you have to deal with is just the unknown. Well, that's good. That's cool to hear that you worked that out and you got through it, and appreciate you being transparent about that. So, what else are you working on in the future?
Right now, what I would absolutely love to do since I've graduated and stuff, I'm trying to get together a couple of feature scripts, some of which I can't shoot, but I still would like to maybe submit to festivals, competitions, or just put out there, and some of which that hopefully I can shoot on a very micro budget and just try and see if I can make something here in Houston, something that's very character driven and something I could do myself, and that's really the future is trying to put more of my stories out there and just see if they connect with people. So
Wow. All right. Good stuff. Well, how can people get in touch with you in the future?
through my LinkedIn, yeah, that's a good way to get in touch with me. Definitely,
Okay.
definitely a good way to.
I put that link in the profile. So if somebody wants to take a look at it, and then in the description of this video, is there anything else that you would like to add before we go?
Absolutely, thank you to the Houston judges for looking at this movie, for giving an opportunity. I'm glad to hear they liked it, and I'm interested to see how people react to it. I'm very excited about it. So thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you joining me. Have a good
Thank
day.
you.